And now for the Monster Energy Cup class. In third place tonight on the Factory Husqvarna, Dean Wilson. And in second overall tonight, also on the Factory Husqvarna, Jason Anderson. And tonight's winner of $1 million and the overall for the 2017 Monster Energy Cup, Factory KTM Red Bulls, Marvin Musquin. Dean, congratulations on the podium. Take us through maybe where you are emotionally compared to where you were a year ago. Things have obviously changed for you a little bit, and a year ago you didn't know what you were going to be doing, and now you're on the podium. It's got to be a little bit better place.
Yeah, it's amazing how things can change, and it's just been a really great, amazing year. You know, this time last year, I exactly remember this race. I was watching Kenny, and I was sitting on the couch and didn't know really what my future plans were, and it was a pretty low point in life. I didn't really know what was going to happen. So, you know, I just did the best with what I could, and just tried hard, and you know, it all paid off, and it's definitely rewarding to be on the podium here, and yeah, it's a great feeling.
Jason, congratulations on the night. You were right behind Marvin pretty much the entire night. Kind of could see him right there in front of you, but wasn't able to get that little bit you needed to catch him. If you can pinpoint one thing, where do you think he had that little slight edge on you tonight?
Yeah, for sure Marv was he was riding great. So for me, honestly, I was just like, to go that speed, I was pushing myself so hard that I would make a little mistake here and there, and I felt like I would have it like every once in a while, but then I would just be pushing a little bit too hard and make a mistake. But all in all, it was a good night. You know, I'm coming back from injury, and I've had 4 or 5 weeks on the bike, and yeah, the whole team did a great job today, and kind of almost felt like I had the first race jitters, you know, just from taking off that last half of outdoors. But Marv rode great, and I was the second best guy tonight.
Marvin, congratulations. This question is actually coming from my wife, who texted me 10 minutes ago, and she wants to know what you're buying your wife.
That's a good question, and I would say anything she wants. Because she deserves so much, and because I mean, we work as a team, and you know, she's behind me 100%, and yeah, she works so hard, and she's a huge part of my career for sure.
Let's talk about between the second and third main event. Obviously, as much as you want to ignore the situation, I know you can't do it. How are you able to kind of block it all out and just stay on program and stay on path and then be able to execute like that in the final main?
Well, first of all, before the weekend, I mean, I was not even thinking about winning all 3 motos. It's pretty unreal to go out and win all 3. So yeah, before that very last moto, I knew they were gonna interview me right on top of the gate, right before the last round, stuff like that, you know. And it took forever. We had such a long break in between the second and the third moto, just to make it more stressful. So anyway, I just had a great start, and that was the key tonight, to get a whole shot and try to go fast. And but yeah, to be honest, in my head I was just thinking of, you know, maybe get a start around top 3, and then what to do. You know, it was going to be so hard to pass. So to get the whole shot was just the best way to go out for the third moto.
All right, we'll open up to the media now for a 10-minute Q&A.
You guys had to do both sides of the start. I think a lot of us would assume the left side's better because most guys turn better left, and you can get out your rear brake and whatnot. So what was the difference in your actual experience on either side of the starting gate getting into that first turn on each side?
Well, yeah, obviously everyone was thinking that the left side was better because of rear brake. You can push a little harder, but the first 2 whole shots was it was Jason, the first one from the right, and second moto was me from the right. So going into the third moto, I was like, man, where should I go? And I just went left, but it's so stressful. You're like, man, am I doing making a good decision or not? But I put it off, and it was great. But I mean, this race here in Monster Cup, I mean, 3 motos, anything can happen, and especially with a split start like that, I mean, it was really intense. I mean, we bump into each other a couple of times at pretty much every single motos off the start, so it was tough.
Yeah, for sure. I think both sides, it kind of threw us off because I felt like the right side was a little bit better at the beginning because I pulled the whole shot from there before the red flag. But, yeah, I was kind of confused because the second one I was like, man, I'm going to come out first. I'm going to not let Marv have it so easy. And then he just blew our doors off. So I was like, there that goes. So it was good, though.
Yeah, for me on the start, I was kind of average on my starts. I think I felt more comfortable on the left. The right, there was a big not a pile-up, but a crash off the start. And so I just felt more comfortable with the left. So this third moto, we could pick which side we wanted, so I went left. And I thought I had a good start, but Marv was like halfway down the straightaway. So, yeah, it was good, though. That my last moto was my best start, so it was good.
That first moto, especially at the start, was kind of sketchy. And then to go back and have to re-rack after Bogle's crash and the red flag, how did you guys regroup and reprocess and take ahead, especially for you, because that start was kind of like wild when you guys came in and joined for the first time?
The first start, I came around and there was a TV guy in the corner. I don't know if anyone saw that. That was pretty crazy. I thought I was going to clip his legs or something. So then even for the red flag, it was even crazier because we were so muddy, from the track being so muddy. So it was kind of a crapshoot. Even the first one, like Eli and Marv took the Joker lane, and it totally caught me off guard. Like, I almost forgot about the Joker lane the first lap. And then I was, like, mid-pack after – because, like, the whole pack took it except for me and Dean, I think. So it was the Joker lane really threw me off the first moto. But, yeah, I don't know. It ended up working out. It was weird because I feel like the Joker lane, the way it is now, everyone takes it the first lap. So I almost like the other way better because I feel like you really did have to be more strategic about it, where tonight you just have to take it the first or second lap.
So, Jason, in that third race, if you had gotten past Marv, how awkward would your upcoming boot camp have been?
I was waiting for Marv to come and wheel and deal with me to try and make it easy on himself, but he took it like a man and definitely he smoked us. He was on another level. But, yeah, I don't know. I was definitely going to battle him hard, but I wasn't going to, make it, like, dangerous or clean him out or anything like that. I mean, it, he won it fair and square, that's for sure.
Marvin, watching you after the race, that's as easily as excited as I've ever seen you. But what do you think this means for the sport? Do you think this helps elevate it, that you can come out and win $1 million at a race?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because I mean, a lot of people are watching on TV, and the stadium is a lot of people today, so yeah, to see that someone is winning 1 million in one night at a motocross race, it's so unique. So yeah, I think we got a lot of views, and people will be talking about it. That's for sure. So it's good for the sport. But yeah, when I crossed that finish line and when I met with all my people, the team and everybody, we were all just like laughing like crazy, just. Like, are you serious? It's like being at the casino and just winning the jackpot. I mean, you're like, are you serious? Like, it doesn't happen, often. So, when it happened like that, the way it happened tonight, it's just super cool, It doesn't happen every time. So we enjoyed it, and it was super fun.
I got a question. Are you going to upgrade the whip? I know he's going to show at the boot camp and something new.
Well, money is one thing, but money doesn't buy everything. But just to be able to win, tonight was just super special. So it was great.
I have 2 questions. First one's for Dean about. It sounds like you got a hoarse throat with the. Did you get something coming back from donations or something?
Yeah, I think it was. I could possibly hit puberty at 25 because my voice is finally deep, so that's actually kind of cool. So that could be a possibility, but I think it was just on the plane on the way back from Des Nations. There's so many germs and probably don't wash my hands enough. So yeah, not feeling well the past couple of days and feeling rough, but probably feeling a little bit rougher tomorrow morning.
And then Marvin, in the first race, you didn't take the Joker lane right away, and it seemed like you caught Eli off guard when you came flying down over there. Was like, what made you choose that strategy that time?
I said it on TV. After first moto, I totally forgot about that Joker lane, and the way it was. Before the finish line, we're so used to go straight and hit the double. So, and you got to go right to take the joker lane. And we never race with the joker lane. It's only once a year, so you really have to think about it. But looks like Eli really had it dialed in, and he went right away. Like he knew what he was doing. And I think I didn't take it. I saw him. You didn't take it, no, right?
The first before the red flag, I waited the second lap.
Yeah.
And then I went.
And Eli went.
And then I went by you on the first before the red flag.
But yeah. Yeah. But to be honest, I was I was going for it. I was behind Eli. I was pushing hard, and then I saw him going like right, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There is the joker lane, and I just went straight and hit the finish line. And the second moto, I think I follow. I was leading, so then I didn't mess it up. I just went like on the first lap as soon as possible. So, but yeah, that's tough. You don't have to mess it up like that. So, but it was interesting. I mean, when you passed me back, it was when you're in the rhythm section and you're doing that triple double, and you see the guy just going like fourth gear wide open. You're like, it's pretty crazy, that race, to be honest.
This race always has the metal grid behind the starting gate. All three of you guys have raced it at some point, and it kind of sounds like because it's perfect traction, it takes that out of the equation, the technique. But as we all saw, the minute you went over the gate, it was really sketchy going down. What do you guys think about the grate behind the gate? Is it better?
I think the grate behind the gate was sketchy. Like the one in front was really good, but like going down that hill, I guess if you guys were at press day, you saw Barsha do a 180 down the thing. But I know like there was a couple times to where I felt my back end get a little squirrely on that thing. It's slick as concrete, to be honest. But I liked in years past to where they do the on the top and then it was dirt on the back. I feel like it was a little bit more safe, but honestly that G out at the bottom too, it's hurt pretty bad too if you didn't stand through it.
No, I mean we all practice together, at the track, and we practice on that metal, but on flat, like not even with the downhill. So, but I think it's cool. I mean, obviously when you win a heat race and you have to pick, your gate, and when the ruts are deep or rough, it's you want to win the heat race, to make sure you have the right gate. So next year will be different and it'll be more even. So, but I think I like it. It's really consistent, and you know what you're expecting. When you dump the clutch.
Yeah, I agree with Jason. I kind of like the dart after it. Marv loves it because the starts were awesome tonight. But I mean, I think it does make it a lot more consistent, for everybody. But I'm kind of like mixed feelings. If I get good starts, then I like it. If I don't, I don't like it.
It's like this. It's like the track.
Yeah.
Even if the track's not good and you win, it was awesome.
You love it. Yeah.
If you don't, it was hard.
Can you guys talk about the rhythm lane coming in back from inside the stadium? It seemed to be giving guys a lot of problem. Bogo went down there. Tim crashed out. There's a lot of carnage throughout the night. Can you guys just talk about that a little bit?
I think the rhythm section right there was pretty gnarly for, Monster Cup and us coming off a deal. That might be even one of the gnarliest little gaps that we've done all year.
It was pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I hit it in practice, I was like, I hope they mellow it out a little bit, and they did not mellow it out. That's for sure. So that was something you honestly came up to it and you actually really thought about it, because sometimes you hit triples through rhythm sections and you're just riding, and that one you come up and you're like, okay. Just time it and make sure you're good, and you didn't really race it. You were just trying to hit it every lap.
It was tough coming up with so much speed and hitting a triple that we come in with way too much speed, to hit a triple like that, but you have to land it so perfectly to get on the downside and make sure you hit the next triple. So I think all of us right here, I mean, we mess it up at least once or twice every moto. So it was tough and a little bit stressful every single lap. You want to make sure you hit it perfect, and because those guys behind are coming in, fast. So I mean, yeah, like Jason said, that second triple is pretty big. I mean, you make sure you really had to be precise and hit it right. So a lot of crashes today, and I mean, Eli didn't crash on that section, but he crashed somewhere else, and Geyser and Bogle. So it's kind of bum, for a one race like that off season and a lot of crashes, but so it is.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they pretty much answered the question, but yeah, it was. You had to really think about it when you entered the section and make sure you really just caught the backside of that first triple. And to be honest, you could have went triple quad, but it would have been really scary. And
I was actually waiting for you to do it.
Yeah, it was like. It was
or Jason. I can see Jason.
It was one of those things that, like, if one person would have done it, then we all would have did it. But it was just who would do it first, and it's not really worth the risk at the moment, So.
I was happy with all the table.
Yeah, I was happy no one did it. I thought Eli actually would have done it, but yeah, it's just not worth the risk.
Would you guys have went for it if it was for the mill?
Probably. I need it more than you guys, so I'll do it. And the thing about it, though, is that it actually would have been pretty easy. Like, if we would have just did it once and made it perfect, then we would have been like, oh, like, it's not that bad. But it's just, if it went wrong, it'd be really bad.
It's so easy, I didn't do it.
Marvin, congratulations. In terms of your biometric data, you were able to keep your heart rate pretty consistent between a range of 170 to 180 beats per minute. With the 1 mil on the line, how were you able to stay so calm? And can you attribute that to how hard you trained in the weeks leading up to the event?
Yeah, I mean the effort was the same on the third moto than the first and second. So. Yeah, that's why the heart rate was the same, but I don't think it would have changed anything. I mean, I was just trying. The third moto, it was the exact same moto as the second one, where Jason was behind and pushing really hard, and I just wanted to keep that little gap and be consistent, because it was pretty easy to mess up that rhythm section we're talking about. So, and Jason was really fast too behind me. So. Like Jason said, we haven't been riding much, after the outdoor season. We all took a break, and so the heart rate was, the breathing was pretty high, even though it's only 10 lappers, and we were pushing super hard. So, I could definitely feel that the breathing was really high.
Marvin, you've won World Championships, Supercross Championships. How does this win feel for you? What's like the impact of it, just for the performance? As much as the money.
Yeah. Like I said, the money is one thing, but being able to win all 3 motos is pretty unreal, especially with the competition right now and coming off a break and some, just only a couple weeks of riding. It's just awesome. That race is so unique, like I said, with the joker lane and having no whoops and being so fast like that. You kind of have to make sure your bike is set up good for that race. So, but yeah, to win that race is pretty amazing. I mean, obviously, when I won my first Supercross in Dallas, it was, definitely more emotional than that. Like today, it's, there's the money on the line, and there's only one guy who made it. It was Ryan Villopoto the first time, and it doesn't happen every day, so and then every year, so we just couldn't believe it, and like I said, it's just so unique. But I think it was a lot more emotional at Dallas when I won the first Supercross.
I think Ricky's still in the room. Any feedback for Carmichael's track design overall from you guys? Anything you'd like to say to him about what he created out there?
I think it's kind of hard to create a track that's good for super minis, amateur all-stars, and us. And I think this weekend's track was a little gnarly, like some of the rhythms. But all in all, it's a tough job to kind of create it for everyone.
Yeah, Jason's right. I mean, we actually forget about the 85s racing the same track as us, and but I think they had a great time. I mean, I watched some of them, going over the rhythm, and they were able to to hit those jumps pretty good. So yeah, you got to make sure you have a track for 450 and 250s and 85. So that's a difficult part. But like Dean said, when you win, the track was awesome.
Yeah, I quite like the track. I think a few of the transitions were a bit steeper than for my liking, but I think the overall track layout was pretty good. Just the roost hurts here so bad. That's like the one thing I don't like about Vegas. But yeah, other than that, it was fine.
So Marvin, with your outdoor performance last year towards the end of the season and this race being dominating, you're pretty much the guy heading into the off season. Does that change your preparation for 2018?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's only one race. I know those guys are gonna work super hard on the off season, and we're gonna battle super hard in Supercross. And here in Vegas, like we just said, there was like no whoops. It was just a unique track, so not really like a Supercross track we're gonna have in Anaheim. So, but yeah, it gives you confidence. That's what happened last year when I got third here, and like I won the straight rhythm. It's different race, but stuff like that. Off-season races, if you do good, obviously it brings good confidence into a new season. So, hopefully we just keep going, but definitely good to win here in Vegas.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Let's make a round of applause for tonight's podium at the 2017 Monster Energy Cup.